Welcome back to the program. It's still Daybreak Africa, and of course it's still Wednesday morning. Now this morning we're going to be talking about desperate measures taken by immigrants to achieve Japa goals. Now this particular topic was chosen on the back of a story that surfaced on the internet, and that's the story of a young lady who had said someone offered her to leave the country, and the person processed her visa and all of that. Now at the time she had just put to bed, and the baby was 3 months old by the time her documents were ready. And when the documents were ready, she killed her baby just so she could travel. Joining us to talk about this is one of our own. We have with us Grace Cofie. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, Rachael.
How are you doing?
I'm very fine.
Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, Cofie.
Thank you for joining us today.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Right. I should have said that to him at the beginning of the program. Okay, so you guys have heard the
I saw Grace's face.
I was looking at the audience, but I could still, with my corner eyes, I saw the reaction. Like she was like,
I was very shocked. Like,
you know what they say now? They say anything. So, and this came. I actually saw it on somebody's status. It was, you know, all this WhatsApp TV that usually run community reports, stuff like that, and just say, okay, you guys tell me what's going on in your life. What are you doing? Why are you not asleep? So the WhatsApp TV just asked that night that, tell us one secret about you. That's how Auntie replied and said she was pregnant at the time for her boyfriend. At the time somebody reached out to her online on Japa, what's it called, and the person started processing for her without her paying a dime.
oh, wow.
Then by the time they had completed the entire process, she had given birth and the baby was 3 months old, and just so she could travel, she killed her baby.
You know, I just hope this discussion doesn't go from Japa to humanity in its in itself, because for a mother to kill her child just to achieve anything, not even Japa, even to achieve the biggest thing you can achieve in the world. I don't even know what that is. Maybe you become the world president. I don't know. Maybe one becomes the world president, or you become the king of the world. For you to kill your child to become that,
I don't think that
outrageous.
I don't think there's anything that can, equate the life of a person.
No, it's absolutely not worth it.
There's no balance anywhere, And then if this woman, births this child, I don't think that the process of birthing a child is very hectic. I'm not giving birth, but I see from people's experiences and all of that.
Even if the child was given to you,
it's
like
even for adoption,
this is a child of
whether for adoption, they just dash you. Say,
after all, we
take this child.
Stories of people that adopt a child and they lost their life for the child.
Yes.
Now, for you to have your own child, you went through 9 months of maternity process.
Then,
I don't know all
giving
the
birth, and after you must have built a connection, a bond with that child. So, the first question is, how did she even, start thinking of that? How did
that even come to her mind? Right.
And then secondly, how did she carry out the thought? Because it's a different thing to think about something and then to really put that thing into action. So how did she do all of these things? This person really does not have a heart.
And also the guy that also took her out of the country.
He did not know. She said he does not know up till now. The guy is not in the country. He's abroad. He just kept doing the processing. You have agents, you have people in the country that can help you run something. You just say, go and meet so person. They take a picture and do whatever. So the guy had absolutely no idea.
Anywhere in the immigration law that you cannot take your child, to another country where you are trying to.
No, you see, in this case, I think what would have happened, what may have happened, although she did not say that in the post, but what may have happened is that maybe the guy was also asking her out.
Okay, and she's looking to build a new
relationship when she goes abroad. But I think that a wicked person is a wicked person, and I've said this time and time again. A wicked person is a wicked person. I don't think it has anything to do with gender, age, or maturity, or any other thing you may want to attach it. When you're wicked, you're wicked. Like Grace asked earlier, how did she arrive at the conclusion to strangle that baby? Whether, I don't know what method she used, and I don't even want to imagine what she may have done to kill that baby. But how do you arrive at that. Because for me personally, even if, let's say, I was going to abandon my current boyfriend and I want to go and meet another boyfriend abroad, I think there are a lot of measures you can put in place. Let's say you don't want to go with the baby. You could keep her with your mom.
I actually thought that was what you were going to say. You know, probably let the child
keep her with the dad, keep her with the dad's parents, take her to an orphanage, take her to put her up for adoption. There are so many women out there waiting for somebody who just say, take this baby from me and take care. There are people that even have children. It's not because they could not conceive or give birth, but they've just taken it as a point of duty to take care of children. There are so many options out there. How did killing your baby, how did that become? She now wrote, make this strictly anonymous for you to know how she knows. She said she still feels guilty till tomorrow. This is not a matter of feeling guilty. I wish I knew. I would have put her up for prosecution.
Honestly, I wish. Seriously. I wish I know her. Then the next thing is to take her to the police station and then they, of course, prosecute her. It's because it's very terrible that somebody would think of that callous act just to travel out. And like you said, many people are desperate. Many people presently are very desperate, to leave the country because.
What's the most you can? Let's answer ourselves. What's the most you can do
to leave the country?
The most I can do.
Can you sacrifice your career? People sacrifice their career. You see people that there was. I think that I read about a guy that they said, I think it was a pilot or something, was actually doing well in the aviation industry and he left it. I also just to go and become a caregiver.
I read the story of a man, a health practitioner who sold his hospital.
People do that. People sell all they have.
Everything.
Recently, I have a friend recently. He moved to the UK. He sold his house, sold his car. The house he built with his own money. He sold the house and sold his car and left to the UK. And to go now think of the fact that the money, the amount he sold everything for, is not even enough to cater for
his travel
and his family. For maybe he's been there for I think a month or so, and he's already complaining. He's already complaining of cash.
Sometimes they'll tell you when you're traveling to the UK, you need to have a minimum. That's the
minimum of
people
borrow to do that.
10 million naira.
People borrow to get that in their statement of account.
2-3 months because you can't get it and immediately get a job. There are people that are also looking for jobs there. So at least for the first 3 months, you need to have some money in your account to take care of yourself. But then you will hear other people say, "Oh, that's not true." Even if you have 2 million or 3 million, you can always get
even
there.
Fake accounts. They can come and just meet Khalid to give them 8 million naira. They put it in their account, submit the statement, and refund him the money. So I feel like most of these things that people do, they are, to me, in my opinion, it is my own opinion. I'm not saying that is what it is, but from my own personal view, I feel like it's too desperate a measure.
Yes.
I can't have a house in Nigeria here and have a job that is paying me and be able to fend for my family and then leave that to go and wipe somebody's ass in the UK.
I think the problem is that people have lost this hope in the country. They already believe that there's nothing they can achieve in the country. You hear people say that even if you start a business in Nigeria is ready to kill that business.
Exactly.
Whatever you do, Nigeria is ready.
But people are thriving in this same country.
Yes. I wanted to say that when people don't understand that we have two divides. There's the rich and then there is the poor. And then there are people in this same Nigeria that everybody is complaining about that is not good, that are thriving, really making the money and enjoying, going on trips like they're just going to the next street and making everything, just having a soft and easy life. And then many people feel like, oh, Nigeria is very terrible, Nigeria is very bad. The thing is, no matter how bad this country can be, there are people that will still thrive in it. There are people that will still make their money. There are people that will still feel like, oh, this is the best time for me to be here in Nigeria. So we should not have that mindset that, oh, this is the end of. If I don't travel out of the country by this so year, then I'm done for.
I think another major mentality, another major factor that contributes to this, let's just say two, is number one is peer pressure, and the other one is lack of contentment in a way. I'm not saying for everybody, but for a select few, it could be lack of contentment. Now, peer pressure in the sense that, oh, my friend has traveled out, I should.
Also want to.
I know a number of people that did that.
Yeah.
They went ahead, applied, and left the country. Now, the truth is that, or the sad reality is that traveling abroad would not favor everybody. No
Yes.
matter how green the grass is on the other side, it will not favor everybody. Then there's the issue of lack of contentment. Now, what is success to you? What is success to Grace? I believe success is relative. For me personally, if I'm able to feed and take care of, or let's say I have 1 or 2 children, they're able to feed, they're able to go to school, and I know that I can create, with the little resources I have, I can create a future, a sustainable future for the children. I don't think that I need to travel out, even if I'm staying in a 2-bedroom apartment, even if I'm staying in a 1-room and parlor apartment. I don't think I need to travel out. But for some people, even if they have a duplex,
it's still not enough.
It is still not enough. That's why I said, I feel like in a way, maybe contentment may come to play for a select few.
And we have, present, what is happening now is the wave. There's a wave, and this thing is, once the wave is over, everybody relaxes. I think it started about 2 years back after COVID. After COVID, all of a sudden everybody started, leaving the country and all of that. Like you said, peer pressure. It's very, very true, because
that's the most common. Because once you get abroad, you see your friends. You started using iPhone 12 Pro Max, the latest brand,
and then cool pictures,
very beautiful pictures.
I also want to do this. I also want to live this country.
It's admirable. I love it actually. I love to see beautiful pictures.
This pressure of a thing there. Fine. Look at the social media for an example. If you get on social media, before you swipe 1 or 2 videos, you already see somebody from UK or from Canada telling you, come to UK or don't come to UK. If you come to the UK,
even if they don't say come to UK, they just need to post their fine pictures.
I'm not even talking about the pictures. If you're seeing the picture, it's a positive side of it. They tell you a negative side. Then curiosity. We are curious. You don't want to find out, like, is this so true? You're telling us you can't handle the key. You can't handle the code.
Then they should come back now.
I also should be able to handle the code. Some people just want to actually find out.
Yes. So many videos on Twitter. This UK. It's
you still want to come to UK or you will stay back.
The code is so much. You can't handle the code. The stress here, the stress that, and then people are like, it's a joke, an immigration joke that. It's only people in the UK that open YouTube videos every 2 working days. Maybe they enter the UK, they are out with their YouTube videos and all of that. But then when you see people in US and Canada, like they're literally very quiet and on the but then UK is like everybody's land.
Recently, Canadian immigrants have started coming out too. Initially, we used to have just UK. They will tell you about the
there was a time that UK immigrants used to also hide. They were very low key. In fact, people call them stingy because you won't even know that they are there. They're just like very low key. But continue what you were saying.
But now recently we have Canadian immigrants that are coming out, and what they're focusing on is maybe the code. They will tell you can't handle the code. That's all. But for UK, they will talk about the high cost of living. Now, what I think is happening is that naturally in the last 1 or 2 years, the influx of Nigerians into the UK has been very, very high. And anything Nigerians do, we always have this habit of hyping whatever we do. Even if you're writing,
even if it's
biscuits, you don't want to tell people it's biscuit. You have to paint everything in a way, maybe positive or negative. So all this has also been one. I would say is also one of the things that actually making people want to go. For me, curiosity. I'm a very curious type. People talk about you can't handle the code. I ask myself, if you can handle it, why can't I? You get, and I understand that a lot of people would also have this same intention. They actually want to find out. They want to know what's happening there. You get, you say I come from an average home. But how did you get to the UK coming from an average home? Then
because the cost of traveling is not like they say, no be beans.
You understand? So people start thinking, you did it this way, you took a loan, I can also take a loan. You sold this, I can also sell this.
How to pay back the money.
You understand? So we need to start talking about this.
Yeah, I think another desperate measures people take is that one has been there for a while. It has been happening for a long time, and that's marrying.
Marriage. It's not
marrying old white women.
It's not about marrying old white men or people who have green cards. Now it's even marrying somebody here in Nigeria and with the
right.
you know,
Right.
people that many people do not, you know, feel ready to go into the institution of called marriage, but then my partner is traveling out in the next 6 months, next 5
We got to
months.
get married.
Let's go to
and
court.
then, you know, getting married also
That's
gives them an
dependent.
advantage, which means that both of you can go. And before you know,
And at the end of the day,
joining and bless.
you are not ready to get married. You are trying. You got married just because you want to travel. And 2 months, 3 months, 6 months into the marriage, you're already
sad.
tired.
Yes.
It's not what you are really, you know, ready for, and you
Because
are
you
not ready
married
to go
for
in-
the wrong
for
reason. Let's just put it that way.
So that's another desperate move, I would say. That you.
I think that's too far-fetched.
You know, I want to get married
Except
because of this.
you've already had it in mind that this is the person you are settling down with. You know, sometimes circumstances may just maybe
Rachel,
God
even
just
if you know
blesses
that
you.
this is the person you are settling down with, there's sometimes that you do not feel
You're
that
not just
this
ready.
is the time to get married.
No, and that's what I'm saying. If this is the person you want to marry, let me now add that, and this is the time you want to get married.
Exactly.
Maybe the what's it called? The Japa opportunity now open. You may not say, let's just hasten things up.
We are talking about people getting married just because they want to leave the country. Fine, that's a good one. After all, they've been together, they're probably boyfriends and girlfriends, and just the opportunity opened and they moved. Have you seen cases of strangers coming together
right.
just
I've
because they
read
want to,
about it.
have this coalition, this jackpot
You know the thing about travel
they will
is that
split the bill.
the thing about travel is that traveling or immigration, let me say, immigration comes in different opportunities. People go outside the country based on church. They can say they need a keyboardist in that church, and they want Rachael Roberts to be that keyboardist. And just so that and when I'm going, the terms and conditions can be that you have to be married.
Okay.
So when it now comes with you have to be married, people now look for strangers. Okay, I cannot miss this opportunity. Call it. Let's go to the altar and get married. And before you know,
court actually so easy. You
or you just go to court.
The wedding certificate.
That's all.
And that's all.
Exactly.
Just go to Ikoyi and you've settled it. So I think one of the major reasons why people do that stranger thing, but I don't think I can. I don't want it to be on record that I was married and divorced. Yes, I don't want it to be on record that I was married and divorced.
A lot of people don't
to
care.
what end?
They
That's
don't
because
care.
I want to
They
travel.
just want to leave the
That's
country.
the desperation that comes with, you know, having to travel out of the country. You know, I want to go. If I don't go out, then it's the mindset basically. If I don't leave this country, I don't leave Nigeria, then things will not be good for me, or things will not be better for
You know,
me.
I was in a discussion with
I
someone.
think it's a very low mindset to have.
We were talking about the methods through which people leave the country. Now we understand that the study route is one of the easiest these days.
And one of the most legal.
Yes,
Not just the most legal, and also the most expensive.
Why is it that recently Nigerians now have this big interest in education?
Because
No. I don't agree with recently having big interest in education.
No, I actually
Nigerians have
agree.
always been interested in
But it's skyrocketed in the last 2 years.
Exactly, not be the number we are having presently.
Presently, the
Well,
number
You see a
increased a
50
lot.
52 or 53 or 50-year-old
going abroad for masters or
and there's a
PhD.
particular university always mentioned that when you get to that university, you will see most bank managers from different commercial banks in Nigeria. They literally sit in the class.
You know, a colleague of mine sent a video to me some time ago and said, look at the class. And in the video, they were literally like 99% Nigerians, not just blacks. He said, I'm very sure if I shout greatest Nigerian student, they will answer, they would respond. So you can imagine how that is. Now, let's just wrap up this segment very quickly. What's your take home for the viewers?
Okay, so the basic thing is, if you have a desire to travel, it's very valid. And nobody is invalidating your feelings that okay, you would not want it's fine.
Agree.
Travel, it's very good to travel out and see new places, meet new people, and you know, make great connections. But then do not do it out of desperation. That's where, you know, that's the line you need to draw. Once you realize that your desire is turning into desperation, then you need to check it. And you know, if you need to wait to make more money before you travel out, then do it. If you need to, you know, wait to skill up, then get a job before you travel out, then do it. And if you realize that now is not the time for you to get married before you travel out, please hold on and then enjoy your life, take your time, and when it's the right time, get married and then leave. There is no end date to traveling, and there is no end date to migrating. You can go anytime,
that,
any
yeah.
day, and the door will open to you and it also favor you.
And as
Khalid,
I always
any
say, do your
addition?
research. For me, would be just do your research. We've seen a lot of people that would want to leave the country.
Yes.
They don't know where they're
Go where
going.
they're going.
They don't know
Do your own
what they want to
research,
do.
yes.
Do your research. Don't just bank on
You
what
just go
the
there and
agent
start
is
rolling
telling you.
about.
Exactly. Or
They just
YouTube-
tell you, oh,
YouTube
this is
videos.
you are banking on YouTube videos, banking on what one agent somewhere is telling you. So do your own research. Know where you're going. Know what you want to do there, and
For me,
below
travel.
citizens.
Okay, I
Don't
don't.
go there. Don't go and be paying school fees.
For me, while you are migrating, make sure you're going there to live a purposeful life. Many people go with the mindset that they want to do this thing, they want to clean house, they want to be a nanny for 2 years or 3 years, and then 30 years down the line, that's what they are still doing in the UK or Canada or wherever they are. So if you're going there, go there with a mindset that you want to live a purposeful life. What you're doing, I'm not saying you should not clean. For some people, that's purposeful. But if it is not purposeful to you, why do it? I don't think it's what. But we're still here on Daybreak Africa. We'll go on a quick break now. When we return, Daybreak Africa continues. Stay with us.